Hello worms, that's the way I talk to my regular viewers. Hello newbies, hello humans. It's me, Mand, talking about shit. In the words of Wallace, talking about whatever I want. And he did. He came back, and he made the most brilliant and articulate description of anxiety and being a creator that I've ever heard. It's stultifying. You can't make things because you think you're not good enough. No one's going to like them. At the moment, I've got an attic full of paintings, and I don't want to paint anymore because I've got too many paintings. Like, well, nobody wants them, so why should I make them? And I'm ranting to you, but I mean, there is a part of me that would say, well, why are you getting on here and you know, talking shite? Who's going to want to know? And that this is my therapy, I guess. It's exposure therapy for me. It's a way of me saying, yeah, I can go out there and I can say things and do things, and it's not the end of the world. Tonight there's a singing club that opened up, like, literally round the corner from me, walking distance, like 2 minutes walking distance. And I could easily walk there and I could easily show up. But I don't know if I can. And there's a job opportunity that's come up as, like, I'm a professional artist and I like doing workshops. And there's like a thing for, like, hen night painting thingamajigs. And they were advertising for people, and in a moment of probably pure, unadulterated, blind optimism, I got in touch with these guys, because it's easy to do. If it gets advertised on Facebook, it's easy to just, like, if you've got like 5-minute window of feeling optimistic, to just say, yeah, let's go for it, and then you spend the next 98% of your time worrying about it, and just thinking, I'm going to get in touch with these guys and tell them I can't make it, this interview or this meeting or whatever it is. And, you know, I'm just thinking, like, oh, what if I'm not pretty enough? What I'm not young enough? What if I can't get on with these people? They've asked me if, like, an art portfolio. What kind of thing do they want from me? And it's almost like this. It's always been the way I've been, and probably because I've had such a weird childhood, is that I've always felt like, what do people want from me? And I've never been able to perform, you know, give people what they want. And I think it's very brave for D'Angelo to just say, look, I know what people want. They want negative shit, but I'm not going to give it to them now because I'm sick of it. I think that's an incredibly brave thing to do. Incredibly brave. And I think a YouTuber like him, he'd probably look at his subs and he'd just see them dwindling away to nothing, and thinking, oh no, I don't want to be a has-been. But it's better to be a has-been than a never was. You know, you've got to take that leap of faith sometimes and just say, look, I'm going to do what is good for me. And also, a lot of YouTubers have, I mean, I've been watching like downfall of YouTuber videos, and a lot of times I'm just thinking, yeah, they just grew up, you know. They learnt more about the world. They didn't become so polarised. They didn't have set political agendas. They didn't become so crazy or radical or anything like that. They just grew up. And I think people do. And I think it's great. It's a very healthy thing to be able to look back and say, yeah, I don't want to do that kind of content anymore. And I know I get a lot of flack for not being polarised, for not taking sides, but I recently watched an Omnia video where she was saying that, like, the art community has the online art community as weathered the storm of division, because Creepshow art had shown people how bad it is to be inauthentic and say, I'm going to be an SJW, or I'm going to be like edgy and nasty. And now people are saying, well, actually, who can we trust anymore? Like, you know, you see someone who's like the head of the tribe, but they might just be doing that for self-aggrandizement. So doing something just to be popular is it might seem like a good idea at the time, Amber Heard, but it's, for the long term, it's unsustainable. And you can't just like click on any bad cause and like make a video essay on it. It's a huge responsibility. Last year I wanted to sort of make a load of disability awareness videos, but I just thought, well, I'm probably not disabled enough, and it's probably not my place to do that. And also, he was right about Twitter as well. You get down that thing, and autism Twitter is just a fucking nightmare, to be honest with you. Because it's like, oh, well, you have to be called an autistic person, not person with autism, and other people say, no, you've got to be this and that, and like, I just didn't go there in the end, because, like I say, that, you know, people are so set in their tribes that they don't really want to sort of like take a step back and be objective, because I think it's called like there's a zero sum cost or something like that. I can't remember what it's called now, but it means if you put all your eggs in one basket, you don't want to be worried about breaking any of the eggs. So you just kind of, oh, is it sunk cost fallacy? God, I can't remember what it's called. But it's basically saying that I've invested so much time and energy in this particular cause that I can't give it up now. And people in toxic relationships and things like that, for example. And you can have a toxic relationship with YouTube, you can have a toxic relationship with your followers, you can have a toxic relationship with anything. And I think the way that the internet is, it makes it so easy to set up toxic relationships. And sometimes you just got to take a step back and say, yeah, I'm going to do something for myself, and I'm going to remove myself from this toxic relationship, because taking sides is really draining, and it's horrible. And I've got good friends that I've met in the flesh and that, and I'm all right with them, but as soon as we get online, things go to shit. And it's just like, I've learned not to I've learned to take a step back from that now. And I actually got banned from Facebook for just standing up for someone that I thought was being bullied, and there wasn't even a political thing. It was just people taking sides, and I thought I was in the right, they thought they were in the right, and obviously they must have reported me to Facebook for something that they took umbrage with, and I ended up being blocked from my account and had to start a new one. So yeah, D'Angelo's right. It's social media is a horrible festering boil on the arse of society, basically. And so yeah, I think it's a very healthy thing to take a step back sometimes, evaluate what you want to do, and if you don't want to do things, don't do them. Don't feel obliged to do them, because it's your life. And at the end of the day, people just like move on anyway. They don't care what you do. And one of the things that I've thought to myself is like, yeah, I've lost some subscribers because people want me to take sides. They want me to be on this side, they want me to be on that side, they don't want me to say anything that's controversial that they don't agree with. And I'm like, well, look, I said in one of my other videos that I'm 51, and I've seen a lot of life, and I'm just thinking like, yeah, fair enough. If you're young, you want to take sides, you want to have something to fight for, great, be idealistic. Sometimes it's a good thing. But on the other hand, sometimes it's good to just sort of look at the other side and just say, it doesn't have to be like Nazis versus lefties. It doesn't have to be like Donald Trump saying there are good people in both camps. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that, because that's just what the media puts out there anyway, and we all know that they love to spin a bad story. The best thing you can do is just go out and talk to people, and not just people in your own bubble, just everyone really, and number one. And number two, look at all the facts. Don't just go down one road because you think it makes you look good. It doesn't matter. Your ego is shit. It doesn't matter in the great big scheme of things. What you say, what you do, the image that you present, the likes and dislikes that you have don't mean shit, because you only have to say one thing and you'll get cancelled. You know, so you can't afford to be that fragile, really. And number three, you just don't know, like I said before, you don't know who to trust. You don't know who's being authentic, because they might put up a front of being, you know, the greatest social justice warrior in the whole universe, and then turn out to be complete shit. So it's good for you to just sort of like be yourself, and people don't like it, fine, it's their problem, it's their agenda, they can get over it, you know. And I've lost friends from, you know, not taking sides, and it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that. But I'm nobody. I don't matter. It doesn't matter. What I think doesn't matter. What I say doesn't matter. You know. I think it was a famous postmodernist artist that says, "I have nothing to say, and I'm saying it." It's true. It's true. We're all just, you know, dried up water creeks, really, aren't we? You know, we flow along, and then nothing, dried up, nothing but like hibernating sand eels and scrub, you know. So if you're that fragile that you think that what you say is the most important thing on this earth, I feel sorry for you, because it's not. And I think what D'Angelo Wallace did, and it's very, very good, is to say, I'm not perfect. I've got anxiety. I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I think that's great. And good luck to you, mate. Love you.